Perspective. You can change your perspective on anything.
Yes.
You know, like that.
Yeah.
But it takes a high level of emotional intelligence to be able to take a step back, disassociate from the feeling, sensation, and urge that you're experiencing, and go, well, hold on a minute, this is just an emotion, or it's just a feeling, or it's just a thought. It's not me, and I'm going to change my perspective of this situation. We are the gym that teaches people how to move instead of just exercise, because we believe that health is about performance, not just body image.
But we can do the same thing in a positive way. Take somebody who has learned to enjoy the pain of exercise. They don't enjoy the pain of exercise, they enjoy what it means. Like maybe they grew up in an environment where if you could push yourself to an intensity more than anyone else in the gym, that gave you a sense of status. Like I'm outworking people, or maybe it gave you excitement and confidence in the goals you're going to achieve in the future. So in a weird sort of way, you're actually feeling the emotion of success in the future, but you're feeling it now because you're vividly imagining it. Your brain, subconsciously, your mind doesn't know the difference between what's actually happening for real and what's being vividly imagined. So if you're in the moment and you're saying to yourself, yes, this is it, this means I'm going to be stacked and shredded and get all the chicks, which, you know, let's face it, when we've got, you know, young kids like in the late teens, early 20s, like
or
that's
40s,
or 40s, like fundamentally that's where a lot of the motivation comes from, right? They want to look good naked. Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
Like it's not about health.
Yeah.
They want to look good naked.
Yeah.
But you know, whatever it is, as long as we're honest with ourselves and we say like this is what I'm working towards, and and they're feeling the excitement now, then again in their nervous system, pain equals excitement or success or something else. So, and all of us are doing this all of the time. Like we make these neurological connections, we attach feelings of pain and we attach feelings of pleasure to specific decisions that we make right now. Like you guys will be doing all kinds of stuff to take your business to the next level, the next level, the next level. And there's going to be like short-term pain and pleasure, but if you can experience the long-term pain and pleasure, so what I mean by the long-term pain is what's it going to cost me if I don't do this? Like what's it going to cost me in my business, in my finances, in my family life, in my and you get into that as well as getting into the enjoyment of the success in the future, and that's what you fill your brain with. Then that becomes connected to what you're doing right now. Now, what makes it more sustainable? What makes it more sustainable is when the majority of your motivation comes from pleasure, because so many people, and there'll be loads of people listening to this right now, who their predominant emotion when they're at work is, let's just get this shit out of the way. I've got all of this stuff on my plate. When I eventually get this out of the way, then eventually I'm going to feel in control of my life, or then eventually I'm going to feel settled, or then eventually I can take a moment to breathe and relax. Well, you know, if you're at best working a 40-hour week, which, you know, let's face it, like that's a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, which is right, most people are doing like 50, 60 hours a week, then you're sleeping for, I don't know, 50 hours a week, you know, somewhere between 40 and 50 probably, so that leaves like a small handful of other hours where you can hopefully feel something positive. Are you really? Or you know, so what kind of quality of life is that? Inevitably, people are going to look for an escape. People are going to look for a release from the stress. What's a low-level, fast, easy option? Food and alcohol. Right? And that's where people go. So again, people have to learn to manage their emotions, but it's entirely possible for you to bring positive, empowering feelings to your work. But you have to work on yourself. It's not going to happen by itself, because your brain's automatically going to look for what's wrong.
Absolutely. I'm trying to remember what book it was that I read. It might have been Straight Line Leadership, where he talks about taking an empowering stance. And I'm a firm believer that no one can affect you except yourself. You know, you have the ability to change the mindset, or what is Gary Vaynerchuk always talking about? The fucking
He uses that word a lot.
Yeah, he uses that word a lot. Perspective. You can change your perspective on anything. You know, like that. But it takes a high level of emotional intelligence to be able to take a step back, disassociate from the feeling, sensation, and urge that you're experiencing, and go, well, hold on a minute, this is just an emotion, or it's just a feeling, or it's just a thought. It's not me, and I'm going to change my perspective of the situation, you know. And I think that's where it all starts. Like that's what people need to learn. We're trying to teach all of you who tune in on YouTube and Facebook. We love you all. We appreciate you, and we appreciate every moment you give us every week when we just get up here and talk about what we do and why we do it. Thank you so much to Rachel and David. I'm sure that there is a multitude of fucking insight bombs in there that people